Hello, Cancerians, and welcome to Timsy Naked Tarots. Okay, today we are doing a life journey read. It's long awaited for you because you're right near the end of the reads and we're nearly at the full moon in Virgo. But we are doing a life journey read which was from the new moon in Aquarius, and for that you had the Knight of Cups. Now, the Knight of Cups is about looking at your future, but also about expressing love or getting some sort of love message coming in. Okay, so your life path could have something to do with love. Maybe you want to go and tell someone how you feel. Maybe someone wants to tell you how they feel. Okay. Before we get going, I do just have to point out it is a general read. It may or may not resonate with you. If it does resonate with you, that is fantastic. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't worry too much. Not every read can resonate with you. Go and check out the All Signs overview. I will leave a link in the description. And see if anything else resonates with you. You might be working from a different aspect of your birth chart. Okay. So with our Knight of Cups, we have got a Page of Wands. Okay, and the Knight of Cups. You can't write this stuff, can you? Okay, so the Page of Wands is all about seizing an opportunity, seeing an opportunity, being a little bit reckless. The Page of Wands doesn't really think about where things may be going. Okay, just see something it wants and it goes for it. And the Knight of Cups is still talking about possibly a love message or thinking about your future. Okay, the way we're going to do the energies is the first energy which came flying out the deck as I was shuffling is the Four of Swords. So this life journey, this possible love is going to be a healing energy. Okay, and that is going to be where you are going. So it should be leading to personal healing. This is where you're going wrong if you have strayed off the track, path, whatever. That is what you don't see coming. This one here is how to realign if you are off the beaten track. Okay, so all that being said, let's crack on with it, shall we? Let's see what this Four of Swords is about. Let's get some clarifiers on it. The Four of Swords is healing. It's like resting, relaxation, recouping. Perhaps you're just, I don't know, perhaps you're just maybe taking yourself off a dating love circuit and just like, what's the right word? Reorganizing yourself. Okay, so we got the Hanged Man, we got the Page of Cups, and we have got the Eight of Swords. No overall energy on this one. As you may have noticed, I am just literally banging off the energy of the main cards that came out for you all in the new moon in Aquarius read I done. Okay, so I'm going to put you on pause for a second because I'm going to have to clear my throat. Have a slurp of my tea as well. Lovely. You don't want to hear me drinking. Okay, so the Hangman energy. Now, the Hangman energy is the universe giving you signs. It's trying to show you, it's trying to tell you where you have to be going in the form of signs, synchronicities, stuff like that. A bit like the Knight of Cups coming out and the Knight of Cups coming out. Yeah, it's a sign, it's a synchronicity. It's saying that the Knight of Cups is actually quite important to this. This love message is quite important. This future you see for yourself is quite important. So you may be getting signs of someone you like quite a lot. You might be seeing their name plastered everywhere, or the type of car they drive. You might be seeing it all the time, everywhere where you go, no matter where you go. Maybe there's a big billboard with some slogan that person always used to say. Okay, it is kind of looking at things differently, and the whole idea of these signs is to make you either reassess how or what you feel for this person, or possibly just like look at the whole thing from a different perspective, a different point of view. With the Page of Cups coming out here, it's telling us about the fact that this is going to be quite new, quite fresh for you. This is either going to be a totally different type of relationship you've never really had before. Maybe it's a friendship turning into a love romance, or something like that, or it's just going to be a completely new type of person. Okay, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Swords is kind of like being trapped within your thinking. It's you're sort of like, I don't know. It's like a, well, I can't fall in love with this person because they have dark hair, and I only fall in love with people with blonde hair, blue eyes, and they've got hazel eyes, and they're quite ribbed and muscly, or well fit and well groomed, and I don't go for that sort of person because I think they're a bit pompous, okay, or something like that. And it's kind of like you're trapped in this stereotype, if you will, of what you might be after, what you might want, what you might like. And I think that's why we have that hanged man at the beginning of this, sort of trying to crack your stereotype of what you like to normally go for. This is going to cause a little bit of anxiety though. Okay, with the Nine of Swords, we're going from the Eight of Swords, your way of thinking, and as your way of thinking gets cracked by the universe, it's going to leave you a little bit anxious. I mean, not so much anxious. It's just going to leave you a little bit like, I want to say empty. It's almost like all this time I've wasted, and an empty, hollow feeling of what could have happened with other people if you had only given them a try. Okay, so where you may be going wrong, the King of Swords. Okay, I'm going to say you're being judgmental. Okay, this is where you're going wrong with your life journey. You're being judgmental. Oh, upside down. Right. So we got the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles coming out for this, and then the King of Cups. And if the King of Swords was shouting at me judgmental, the King of Cups definitely is. Or actually, it's indecisive. So the King of Swords is normally a card of taking action. It's I've learnt the truth. I'm now acting upon the truth, and right, I'm going to have to get X, Y, and Z in to come in and do this because I can't do this, and all that, and sort of taking action on a situation to put things right and make things how you want it. But where I feel with this King of Swords, it's a case of like, it's like he's sitting there in judgment. It's like everything has to be presented to me, and then I have to judge to see if it's worthy or not. If it's worth my time or not. Okay, the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles is telling us work is also getting in your way, where you might be choosing work over relationships all the time. Maybe you meet someone and you're tucked up in bed with them, and you're all snuggly and all that, and they whisper in your ear, just take the day off, spend it with me today, and we'll do nothing but stay in bed and do nothing for the day. And you're like, no, I have to go to work, I have to do this, I have to do that, I couldn't possibly take a sickie. Possibly your judgmental side could be the fact that you could be feeling like, no, that work can't survive without me. Yeah, it can, for a day. Okay, but this work is also sort of like what's making you a little bit indecisive about everything else, about the relationship. Okay, so like this judgmental king and this indecisive king is literally sandwiching your work here. You're kind of, this Three of Pentacles, this Eight of Pentacles is just screaming at me, work is your life. There is nothing but that. Everything else has to fit in. Okay, crossing this is the Four of Swords again, as I said, with the King, the Knight of Cups coming out twice. You just can't write this stuff. This is like where we're going wrong. Yeah, you're focusing on work over like acting upon love, and you used to use work as a healing device. That's what the Four of Swords is saying. But now it's just become this monopolizing thing what takes up all your time, and nothing else gets a look in, because it's almost like work is the only place you feel safe, work is the only place you feel comfortable. Okay, so what you don't see coming, you can't this. You really can't fucking write this. It's our Knight of Cups again. Okay. And so the Knight of Cups, yet again. You don't see this coming. You don't see this new love coming. This could be a case of this new love could just sneak up on you. You don't really see much of a future for yourself either in anything. Okay, and there's the conflict. There's the Queen of Wands, and there is the Nine of Wands. Well, what you don't see coming is passion. Don't know if you noticed, first feminine card of the whole thing. You don't see this feminine energy coming. Okay, the Queen of Wands, for pulling herself out in the middle of our read, is there you go, slap bang right in the middle of the read, because the Queen of Wands likes to be center of attention. Okay, I'm just going to clear my throat again before I start coughing on the video. Yeah, so the Queen of Wands likes to be center of attention, and somehow she's managed to put herself right out in the middle of our read. Okay, so what you don't see coming, you don't see this new love, and this particular card is an offering of love to you. Someone's coming to you. You don't see someone coming towards you to offer you this love. Okay, it's going to cause confliction within you. Not surprised. You think work is your safe place. You think work is your love. Okay, you're married to it, so you're going to be a bit conflicted, but this person is going to be a center of attention. Now, this is either going to be suddenly the center of attention of your life. You can't stop thinking about this person. Doesn't have to be female, it could be male, or because it's a female on the card doesn't mean it's a female person you're meeting. But they're gonna become like the center of your attention. You're gonna start being drawn to this person, but you're gonna fight against it with this Nine of Wands down here. That is the card of the wounded warrior, someone who's like fighting until they can't fight anymore. Okay, crossing this is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles can mean financial hardship. So what you don't see coming is possibly a turn of prosperity within your work life. Maybe the company you work for is reducing numbers, cutting back, and you're one on the chopping block because you, I don't know, close to retirement maybe, or maybe you've been playing up a little bit. But it could also be letting yourself in from the cold. Now, on other depictions of the Five of Pentacles, it's normally someone shivering out in the cold in front of a church. And if you look really carefully on that card, there is normally the key to unlock the church somewhere accessible to that person. All they have to do is let themselves in. Sometimes it's a house with a roaring fire and someone on the outside all cold. It doesn't always have to be a church. Okay, it's just most of the time it is. But so it's letting yourself in from the cold. All you have to do is let this warm, passionate person with all this wands coming out here, they are a warm, fiery, passionate person, into your life. You just have to open the door, yeah, and let them in. And underneath that was an Ace of Wands, a passionate new beginning. Anyway, right, so let's see how to realign yourself with your... Yeah, okay. How to realign yourself with your path? Well, it's the counterpart to where you're going wrong. It's that simple. You can't write this. It's magic. It's magic. Right. So the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is normally indecisive. Yeah, doesn't take action. Knows the truth of the matter, but doesn't take action. But she's also sitting there rather judgmentally. Okay, and sometimes the Queen of Wands is known as the divorce queen. Yeah, the divorce card. She is very cold and calculated. I've heard one tarot reader, I think it might have been Lunar Moon, yeah, talk about the Queen of Wands being very much like the, not the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Swords being very much like the Queen of Cups. She was loving, she was giving, she did used to communicate, and she used to offer herself up on a platter to those who she felt worthy of herself. But she got done over too many times. Yeah, one too many times, and she became cold and calculated. Yeah. So we got the Seven of Swords coming out with our Queen of Swords. We have got the Ten of Cups, and we have got the Two of Cups. Okay. So the Seven of Swords is changing your tactics. Okay. Yes, it's seen as a theft card. I really need to pull this Seven of Swords out because I quite often talk about this one. It's seen as a theft card, and most of the time it is someone stealing away from a village or a battle encampment or something with a load of swords on their shoulders. Now, sometimes it's only 5, sometimes it's 7. It doesn't really matter. The point is, it looks like theft because they're stealing the swords. But the other way you can look at that is they're changing the tactics before something happens, before something goes into play. Now, they've stolen the swords from a battle encampment or a village, so they can't fight or defend themselves. If they can't fight and defend themselves with force, well, they have to look at other options of fighting and defending themselves. Diplomacy. Okay, you're changing the tactics. So we got the Queen of Swords. I think it's given us the Queen of Swords because we have already used the King of Swords, and it's saying to get back onto your life path, you have to change this tactic. You have to be a little bit less judgmental. You have to be a little bit more looking at all options, not just the options you normally go for, which will open the Ten of Cups, emotional fulfillment to you. And it will also end something. The tens are endings. It doesn't necessarily have to be an emotional ending, but it could be the emotional attachment you have to being judgmental and this work over here. Okay, which then opens up some sort of new beginning. Strictly speaking, it should lead to an Ace of Cups, but it don't have to. It can lead to any new beginning card from the tarot deck. It could lead to the World. It could lead to the Four of Wands. It could lead to the Ace of whatever. Okay, and so with the Two of Pentacles there, it's a crossover energy. The way to realign yourself is you have to sort of like cross over. You have to understand that things don't happen overnight, is what I'm getting on that. It's like a juggling energy, but you're juggling the old with the new. Okay, I'm feeling that as sometimes I feel this is like a minor arcana of a Wheel of Fortune, and the Wheel of Fortune is all about the energies changing from one thing to another. Okay, now normally I see the Two of Pentacles as that crossover point, that moment when you've got the old energy still in play and the new energy in play, and that's what you're juggling. And this is what we are saying we have to do to align yourself. You have to recognize that you won't just wake up one morning and be in love with someone. Yeah, there's a moment. There's you got your old energy, and then you've got your new energy, and somewhere in the middle of that is the crossover point. Think of them as colours. Your new energy is yellow, and your old energy is red. And the red goes up and go up and up and starts turning into a really dark orange, fading into a nice pale orange, and then into a yellow. Yeah, you're in that fading area. You've got to realise that fading area, that colour mix is there, and then you can move on to something good, something better. Okay, and crossing it is that something good, that's something better, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, it will take its time. You could be in that colour mix for a long time, or what seems like a long time. Okay, the Ace of Pentacles is a reasonably slow energy, but it builds up into something big and good. I often try to make people understand what the Ace of Pentacles is like by imagine a snowball rolling down the hill. It starts off something the size of your fist, but by the time it gets to the bottom of the hill, it could be as big as a boulder. Okay, and once it is the size of that boulder and it's got the momentum of all that hill behind it, not much is going to get in the way and stop it. It's an energy of like you don't realize how something is going to roll, how something is going to expand and grow. Okay, so that is how you are going to get back on track with where your healing should be taking you. Okay then, that is your read, Cancerians. Hopefully it resonates with you. If it does, that is fantastic. If it don't worry too much. Not every read can. As I said at the beginning, go and check out the All Signs Overview. And if there's nothing else registering or resonating with you within that all signs overview, it could be just that you're actually chugging along your life's journey quite merrily at the moment, and you're not showing any signs of deviating off it, or you haven't already deviated off it. If you like this read, please feel free, give me a thumbs up. You could also subscribe while you are there if you haven't already, and join my tarot team. You could also leave a comment if you would be so kind, and let me know how this pans out for you in the future. Remember, this is timeless. We're all on different journeys. We're all on different parts of that journey. Some of you are now just starting it. Some of you are coming to an end of it. Some of you are in the thick of it. So it affects us all in different ways. You might have just watched all this and thought, wow, this is exactly what happened to me last year. Well, let me know about it in the comments. That's what the comments are for. Okay, so thank you all for your time. Until the next time I catch you on one of my videos, Cancer, you be good out there.